Everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Are y'all seeing it from Mia? Let me know down in the comments. Let's go ahead, before we get started, get the housekeeping out the way. Hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the share, all of those things that all the YouTubers say, and let's go ahead and get into this video. So the episode starts off where we ended last week with Karen and Gizelle getting into it. And it just got really nasty, honey. We talking about hot boxes and ding dongs. All the caterer wanted to do was just tell y'all what she done served for y'all. They trying to have a nice dinner party. It was so funny to me. Y'all sitting up here going back and forth. The caterer come in and say what's going on. Y'all take 2 bites and get right back into it. But while they're getting into it, I guess it was kind of uncomfortable, so everybody else started to chime in. Mia chimed in and said, well, I'm a good judge of character, and from what I can tell, Gizelle has a good heart. So now, automatically, Wendy's antenna are up because she feels like you came here with Karen and you're not being a loyal friend. We'll see about that a little bit later. And then, of course, you already know Gizelle's lapdog is gonna come up and say something to try to defend her. Now you just gonna get hit with a crossfire just for even opening your mouth. You know, Robin coming in asking all these different questions. I don't know what Robin said. Honestly, I tend to tune her out. Oh, I look a mess, y'all. Don't judge me. But anyway, I tend to tune Robin out. But anyway, she asked her questions. Karen say, how about you worry about having a wedding or having a real relationship or planning a wedding, because I'm going to be planning one. When is yours? Robert say, after the pandemic. Alright, sure. Your wedding is going to be the fall, spring, winter, September collection. We'll get Robin and Juan's wedding the same time we get She by Sheree. Alright? So the party, before the party ends, you know, Wendy's trying to get everything back onto a good foot, trying to get everybody back on a positive note. So she toasts to her titties, and she kind of go ahead and let it slip a little bit that she got her butt done. But we can see that you got your butt done, Wendy, so just embrace it. She doesn't actually like say full out I did it, but you know, she keeps shaking her butt around and she's shaking her boobs around. That's what you got done. We see it. They toast with the titty cupcakes. Yay. So then we get this little package on Mia. We see her being a girl boss slash mommy. You know, she says she's a DC girl born and raised. She wasn't born with all of this stuff. She had to earn it. She said at first the age difference between her and her husband was going to be an issue, but now that he has kind of slowed down in working, she's picking up and working, and she's excited about it, and she loves what she's doing. You know, the typical thing that we see with these housewives. Nothing, I mean, cute enough. So moving on over to Candace, we see her acting on some series. She says that she's always enjoyed acting, and from the little bit that we saw, she seemed like she did good enough. I loved her hair in that scene. You could tell it was her natural hair. It's nice, it's thick, it's long, it's pretty. But and she talks about how she's really trying to get more into acting, and of course we talk about Chris being her husbander, and how it just kind of fell into place. Y'all hear Cairo in the back? He wants to talk too, okay? So just deal with it. But how it just kind of fell into place. And even though Chris has no knowledge of the entertainment industry, he's not really managing her career. He's more so managing Candace. I am confusion. What does that mean? Because if you're going to be her husbander, the purpose of it is to make sure that she's advancing in her career. That means you need to be pushing her to get more opportunities and making sure that she is succeeding in her career. Managing her, what does she need to be managed about? You know, manage your kids. You don't have to manage your wife. I'm confusion about what his role is. It almost just seems like he wants to seem important. He wants to seem indispensable. But at this point, it's just looking like Chris is a kept husband. What do y'all say? And then I don't see this working, because even them sitting in there in the little confessional, whatever, they're both talking about how each of them has an attitude sometimes and each of them pops off. I just think for them, it probably would be a little better to keep things separate. Y'all ain't even been married, but 2 shakes. Get on the same page in your marriage, because being somebody's manager can put a strain on your marriage, especially if you're dealing with someone who does have an attitude or who does pop off. Either one of them, whichever way that is. I don't see this working out well, but y'all tell me what you think. All right, so you see we got a little set change here. Let's get back into last night's episode. I got my notes. So then we saw Ashley talking to her mama about her sex life. Cringe. Anybody else? Don't get me wrong. I have a great relationship with my mom. But I'm not telling my mother what holes I'm sticking my husband's peen into. That's just a little too far for me. Y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comment section. But anyway, Ashley saying that they have to get creative in their sex life. In all honesty, just the thought of Ashley and Michael doing it is cringe-worthy to me, let alone talking to your mom about it. And yeah, next scene, please. We get Gizelle over at the West Wing, is what she's calling her house, her duplex. So Robin comes over, and Robin, her best friend, is shading her, honey. Robin say the inside might look nice, but the outside looks a hot mess. And I am inclined to agree. Honestly, I was very surprised at the decor of what we saw. The bedroom, it looked nice enough. She had a little Versace comforter. That's not necessarily my taste, but overall, I think it did look nice in the room. Her closet, she had this huge, elaborate, beautiful closet. A beautiful closet full of tacky clothes. I just don't understand. And then, we already seen the other house that with them walls that god-awful color. All right, so they sit down and they download. And then so now Gizelle has to let Robin know that her and Jamal aren't together. Robin is not surprised at all. She didn't expect that relationship to work. She already knew her friend was lying. That's all that was. And then they end up calling Candace and downloading her on the dinner party. Everybody is just like still a little bit shaken up about the dinner party. And Gizelle says that she another thing that she said, she shaded Ray again and said that other people, everybody has houses. Robin's building a house. Candace just bought a house. And hold on, y'all, my mama is yelling. Hold on. Okay, I hope that's a little bit better. Y'all are getting raw enough. This is me being dedicated to bringing y'all the content that I said I was going to bring y'all, okay? This is me being dedicated, because clearly this is not how I normally do my things. But okay, what was I talking about? So Gizelle made a comment, and she was talking about the different houses, how, Candace just bought a house, and Robin's building a house, and she's finishing up with her house, and Ray will be dead before Karen then buy a house. Now, earlier in the episode, Karen said that her first issues with Gizelle started because she made a comment talking about Ray would be dead before she lost her looks. So I think she intentionally did this to further jab at Karen. Now, do I believe that that's wishing death on Ray? No, it's not wishing death on Ray. But also, like, why are you speaking on my husband? That for all you know, you could be dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's next day is promised. So that didn't sit right with me. She's a butthead to me. Anyway, over at Karen's house, she pulls Ray to the side and she lets him know about what happened at Wendy's party. And all I put on here is he don't care. Ray is just sitting up here trying to be the supportive husband and shoot a scene with Karen. But in all honesty, he does not care. The purpose of this scene is for us to get introduced to Karen throwing a love party for Valentine's Day. And she says she's going to invite everybody, even the ones without a man. She's still going to invite them. So she sends a little box of chocolates with a little note to everybody. Of course, Gizelle says that she's not coming. She puts her invitation in the trash. I probably still would have ate my little chocolates, but whatever. Of course, Robin is not coming because Gizelle's not coming. And Juan's not coming because Juan ain't coming to nothing. He don't want to be here. He don't want to be here with y'all. He don't want to be here with Robin. He don't want to be shooting. He ain't here for none of that. Candace also gets it, and she says that she's a little hesitant, but she's gonna try to make it work. Then we get over there to Wendy, and we have a family dinner. And the first thing I put on here was Mom's makeup is a mess. Now, I know I alluded to it last week where there were rumors about, you know, Wendy possibly bleaching, allegedly, you know, gotta say all of that. But, and I was like, I don't think Wendy is, but her mom though, it's giving real Morticia. It's giving real Ash be here. It's giving, it's giving real Casket Sharp. I don't like it. I didn't like her sister's makeup either. Like, her sister's makeup was better than the mom's makeup, but they just don't. It's like, it's so much and so wrong at the same time, which is weird to me. But anyway, so they sit down at the dinner, and they're all excited. You know, Wendy got happiness sitting up, and so the mama say, well, shoot, my titties out here looking like flapjacks. I want a boob job, and I want y'all to pay for it. And everybody go, what? That, y'all, these mamas on these shows be doing something else. Mama, if you want a boob job, go get you a boob job. Why I got to pay for it? I had to pay for my own boob job. You pay for your boob job. What we think this is? Hell, your titties been sagging this long. Why you got to get them done now? Wendy 35 years old. So you done had sagging titties for 35 years. What's 35 more? Mama lost her mind. But Wendy goes ahead and takes this time to announce that she called it what she said, a home essentials line or home decor line or something, but she's launching candles. Okay, no shade. I'm just saying that's not like a home essentials or home decor. You got a candle, unless there are more things that are going to be coming, like maybe some, you know, pillows or some sheets like Portia be doing or something like that. But right now she got candles. She said she ain't did none of the business stuff yet. She's just done the fun stuff like picking out the lids and the scents and the pouring, but she still has to do the business stuff, and she's leaning on Eddie to help. Eddie doesn't think that she's taking it seriously, but you know, he say he's gonna help, and she wants her mom's approval. Her mom is approving. At this point, her mom was happy because, you know, you could talk all the junk you want when you feel like your daughter is leaving from being this tenured professor or this professor or whatever into being a reality world, and you don't see any benefit from it. I'm sure at this point the mama's starting to see some benefit from it, so she don't care what Wendy does at this point. As far as the candle line goes, good luck to Wendy. I always like seeing housewives start businesses because that is why you're on this platform. If you get off of this platform and you didn't utilize your time on there to, you know, sell something to your fan base, then you wasted your time. So hopefully they smell good. Hopefully they're not $50 candles. If they're reasonably priced, you know, and I came across it, I'm not going to go out of my way, but if I came across it, I would definitely check it out. But you got to get the business together. You know, you can have the best product in the world. You can have the most beautiful product in the world. But Wendy, you know, you're an academic. You know that the business side is more important than anything. You could have a terrible product with great business and make $1 million. So, then we get over to Karen visiting Ashley. And as Ashley's opening the door, she's talking to her doula about, you know, getting her, how it works after birth with getting her placenta. And I saw a lot of people online talking about that and saying like Ashley was being crazy. I just want to say that y'all should start doing your research before we just sit up here and we are so westernized that we ignore some of the benefits of placenta encapsulation. It's not like you're just taking the placenta and just like chomping at it. Like, no, it gets encapsulated into little pills, like little vitamins, and you take those vitamins, and it helps with your vitamin levels. It helps with your mood. It helps with your energy. It helps to kind of ward off postpartum depression. I encapsulated my placenta with the boy. I'm going to encapsulate my placenta with this boy, and I think there's benefits to it. I just and it bothers me that every time Ashley is talking about doing something, and I get it, she's a young mom compared to like the older generation. The older generation, they, you know, they're different. They didn't breastfeed. They didn't necessarily do things holistically or naturally, or, you know, whatever. But mammals tend to eat their placentas afterward, because you need that extra boost. You're getting rid of so many hormones, and you need some of that to replenish you. And if a placenta wasn't as important, then why is there so much research that's done with the placentas that are just left out there? I'm just saying, stem cell research and all that kind of stuff. So it really bothers me that they try to make Ashley seem like this kind of way off mom coop thing, when honestly I agree with that, and it's not that weird, and people need to grow the hell up. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, but okay, I'm getting off on a tangent. What they talked about, I don't even remember what they talked about, to be honest with you. The party, maybe, I don't know. I don't care. That was the only thing that I cared about in that scene. We saw Baby Dean. He's cute. He ain't care for Karen. Okay, moving on. We see Gizelle and her daughters, and basically her daughters call her out on her terrible dating history. She's trying to give them advice about staying away from athletes, staying away from rappers, and they're just kind of picking with her. I do really like Gizelle's daughters. Excuse me, because they really call her out on that's the softest that you see Gizelle, is when she's dealing with her daughters. And I'm glad that they like, Mama, we ain't gonna listen to you, especially not after the father that you pick. I'm sorry, but let me just say this. I ain't gonna talk about their father no more than I already have. What I am gonna say is, Gizelle, your dating history is shaky at best, okay? So, I mean, that is the perfect thing to show them what not to do. And I'm sure they can look at what's going on with you and choose to not do it. But children are going to do what they want to do regardless. A lot of times they do what you do and not what you say. But, okay. I pray the best for them girls. I really do. I hope they don't follow in their mama's footsteps. All right, we get to Karen's party. My first question was, what was the dress code? Because we had Karen in this little jumpsuit, and it was a cute little jumpsuit. Wasn't nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying, it's like a little jumpsuit, little tracksuit, little situation. Then you had Mia come in there, and she had on the sequins top. Then you had Wendy come in there, and she got on the bodycon dress with a fur. And then, you know, like, I was just like, I don't know, is this like, what is the attire? I'm confused on the attire of this lunch. But it looked cute. Karen had bartenders there. She had a little chef. I kept looking at them drinks because the drinks kept smoking. I'm like, what is in that? Now, I know they said one of the love potions was a bourbon-based drink. And y'all know your girl over here is a bourbon whiskey girl. But I was that smoking one. What was that? I just want to know. So they go and they sit, the guys are in there talking about whatever, being guys, and the ladies come in and they sit down, and as everybody's kind of entering one at a time, we see Ashley. Ashley is hanging on. Ashley say, I'm going to film every scene I can till I drop this baby, okay? I don't know how close together these events were, but I'm scared that at every scene Ashley shows up at, she gonna pop. I'm scared for her. But she looked cute. When Candace walks in, what's her name? Karen says, you know what? I don't want to do this today, but I just want to tell you thank you for coming, and I would love to do something light, maybe get a little lunch or a little coffee or something, and just kind of hash out what's going on. And so Candace invites her to the new house, which was a nice gesture of Candace, because she came in acting like she was so nervous at first. So I'm glad to see that she kind of, you know, met Karen where she was, and they're trying to like move forward in whatever way. So then when she walks in, was it shade that she didn't really hug Ashley? Anybody, y'all tell me down in the comments. Like, she greeted her. She was like, hey, you know, don't worry about getting up, which I understand because she's pregnant. But, like, you ain't even, like, tap her on the shoulder. And that, like, I don't know. Was it shade to y'all? It was a little bit shade to me. I could, maybe I'm reading too much into it. So they all sit down, and then they start talking about how, you know, the green-eyed bandits are not there. And some kind of way, I don't remember how it went this left this quick, but I think it was like Candace was saying to Mia that she was excited to meet her or something like that. And so then Mia took a quick little jab at Gizelle, and Wendy called it out like, wait a minute. Now, I could have sworn at my party you said that Gizelle had a good heart, that you could tell that Gizelle had a good heart. And so Mia says, well, I didn't have all of the conversations. I didn't know that she had said this about Ray and da-da-da-da. So I got more information afterward. And so now I'm looking at her sideways, which is like, hold on. Now I'm looking at you kind of like, wait, what's going on? What's going on? Because if you were going to have that energy, then you should have had that energy from the beginning, because I'm sure that Karen downloaded you on Gizelle. And Mia says that when Karen downloaded her, she told her to make her own opinions. Don't dislike her just because I don't dislike her. But it kind of seems that way now that you're in her house, that's what you're trying to do, because she's not there. But when she was there, you were trying to take her number and stick up for her. So that does seem a little duplicitous. And Wendy is calling that out. And so then some kind of way, honey, some kind of way it got heated between the two of them, because Mia's like, you know, well, you should have taken more control at your party to make everybody, you know, get along and get together. And Karen's trying to calm it down, but it was not getting calm. And Mia got a little rah. Hands was up like this. And Wendy said, get your hand out my face. Mia saying this, and it is. And what you gonna do about it? Oh. Mia, are you coming in here with the rah? Mia, are you coming in here with the rah? I mean, the jury is still very much so out for me when it comes to Mia. I don't mind I don't mind her family life. I think her husband's nice. We met him at the party. I think his husband seems to be nice. Excuse me, but I don't know, the way this whole little thing went with Wendy. I think Wendy was giving her energy. This is what I think. I think Wendy was giving her energy at her party, right? When Wendy made that comment about how many surgeries have you had. I know you've had some surgeries. And I think Mia, it slid past Mia at first. And then it had to be brought to Mia's attention, probably by Karen, later, that you realized that she shaded you. So now Mia got the energy for Wendy. That's what I think that is. Because I don't know why that went so left. Wendy was definitely calling her out. Surprisingly, I was not mad at Wendy. Wendy, this could be your redemption season. The jury's still out, but it could be. So then we get over to the newlywed game. Well, it's not the newlywed game, but basically that's what it is. We have all of the couples paired off, and they have to answer questions and get the same answer. Did I say Michael wasn't there? Michael ain't there. So that makes Ashley the MC. Michael, where are you? Ashley say Michael is at home with the baby, but y'all got a nanny. And okay, I ain't gonna say nothing. Okay, so we had the Ebo family. That was the one. That was the Ebo family. That's Wendy and Eddie. Then we come from Jesus. That's Chris and Candace. Then we had the Thorny Thorntons. That's Mia and the new person. And then what was Ray and Karen's name? I write their name down. I don't remember what their name was, but it was something basic. And so I just wrote down a few of the questions because I didn't write down all of them, but it was cute enough. One of the questions was if your husband was attracted to anybody else in this group, who would it be? I thought it was funny that Ray said he would have been attracted to Katie. I said, you know what, Ray, you like them young and yellow, don't you? You like the two eyes, don't you? Okay, that was funny to me. And then Eddie had put N.A., but apparently his N.A. looked like Mia. And so Wendy had to check that. She said, I need you to spell that out because that looked too close to Mia and I don't want no confusion out here today. Because me and her and already had a run in. That was funny to me. That was funny because that'd be some... You better make it right. You get it right. I don't want no confusion with these heifers. Get it right. I wasn't mad at it, even though y'all cheating. I wasn't really mad at that. Then what else did we say? So of course, Eddie ended up not answering. And then another thing, they asked like, where did y'all meet? And Wendy and Eddie's answer at that point was like, okay, y'all met in Baltimore, great, whatever. This ain't, Wendy, we don't need your dissertation, just write your answer. And then we find out that Mia met her husband at the strip club. Anybody surprised? Raise your hand if you're surprised. But she said she was a bartender. Candace said if she was a bartender, she's a white man. I said, well, you know, bartender, bottle girl, stripper, whatever. You was in strip club. You was half naked. You bagged you the man that you want to bag. I ain't mad at you. At this point, though, I don't see why she... Well, I was finna say I don't see why she would lie, but she also has lied about her age, and she seems to be trying to put on some type of image. What y'all think? Was she a stripper? It wouldn't surprise me none. But also, I feel like you already said y'all met at a strip club. What is there to lie about? Y'all tell me what you think. Anyway, excuse me, the end of the game, Ebo Pride wins with 5. And then the Thorny Thorntons were right behind them with 4. And that's how we end the episode. Overall, I enjoyed the episode. I feel like I gave y'all a good amount to talk about. Y'all drop down in the comments and tell me what stuck out to y'all about this episode of the Housewives of Potomac. I'm just so happy to see them. I'm happy that they back. And y'all happy because I'm as happy. Make sure that y'all like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you didn't do it already. Watch some of my past Potomac videos. I have a playlist. I'll have it linked up here somewhere. And I will see y'all in the next review. Peace.